Hello and welcome to the Reef Doc Extra channel. Now, as you may know, I'm currently in the process of setting up this Red Sea Reefer S-850, and one of the key things for this is that I'm taking my time and trying to make the cabinet and the sump as tidy as possible. And the latest thing I've installed in the sump that has helped with that is what I'm going to talk to you about today, and that is the Red Sea ReefDose dosing tube kit. So I'm going to show you how this works. There are a few nice little design touches that you might not know about, and I think some people will really like this. Quick disclaimer first though, Red Sea sent me this kit for free with the tank. They don't expect me to make a video, they haven't asked me to do so, and I haven't told them I'm going to. And of course, as always, I'm free to say whatever I want, both good and bad. All right, so with that being said then, let's take a look. So here we are at the dosing pump then, and one of the main features that I really like is the outlet holder. Now, most of these outlet holders, I've probably had 5 or 6 of these over the years, maybe even more, and they've all got the same problem in that the thread that tightens it so it grips the sump is on the back, and that means it's really awkward to screw the thread in, and half the time the manufacturer hasn't allowed for the amount of space between the sump and the cabinet wall, and so you have to cut the nylon screw down into size. Red Sea, rather simply, have just put the screw that tightens it on the front. It's a really simple thing, but it's absolutely brilliant, and it just means that there's no fuss in fixing it in place. And it doesn't even look messy. Look, it's nice and subtle, so it doesn't stand out and doesn't look untidy. The other thing to mention quickly about the outlet holder is that it holds the tubes a nice distance away from the glass. So that means that all of your dosing liquids will dispense directly down and won't splash against the glass and won't leave so much of a white crust against your glass sump. The dosing lines that it comes with are all color coded, of course, which look very fancy, but there's a second application for that I'll come back to later. And it also has these little grippy things that hold the dosing lines in place. Now let me go around to the other side of the sump so I can show you that closer up. So here is a much better look at the little grippy things then, and we can have a nice close-up look. So to open them up, you just pop that in and it pops out. A couple of clever little features. First off, these little holdy things are the perfect sizes, so they hold this nice and tight, which means they stretch relatively tight and they look nice and neat, so they're not sagging down. And because the grip holder is black, it is nice and subtle, so it blends into the background and you don't really notice it. It also means that the lines are nice and tidy. I've not done the best job there, to be fair. That one's a little bit too high, which is bugging my OCD now, but it means that the lines are nice and tidy and they are out of the way. Now, on my sumps in the past, when I haven't had any of these tidies, I have dosing lines that are dragging across the middle of the sump and blocking plugs and all those sorts of things, and they just get in the way and it makes it a mess. So it's just really nice to have it nice and tidy. The only part that is not tidy is the end, and this is where, of course, I connect the dosing tubes to the dosing bottles. And the reason that they're not nice and tidy is because I want to have enough slack so I can bring the bottles out for when I'm changing over, or if I just want to get access to whatever's under this shelf and all that sort of thing. So these do have a little bit of slack built in. They don't look quite as tidy as I might like, but the trade-off is worth it there for easy access. Now, there's not really much I don't like about the dosing line kit. They're 30 quid in the UK, which is relatively expensive. You can get dosing line much cheaper, but because they're nice and color coded, I think it's worth the money, and the build quality is really good. And when you compare it to the only other option on the market in the UK, which is the Reef Factory one, the build quality is much nicer. It's much more sleek and much more subtle, and this holds 4 dosing lines, whereas the Reef Factory one only holds 3. And the only thing I don't really like about this kit is what I alluded to earlier in terms of the colours. Now, I've recently bought myself the Red Sea Complete Reef Care Kit, which for now I'm going to be running on this tank, although not necessarily long term. But anyway, I've recently bought this. These bottles are all colour coded, and they are a blue bottle, a green bottle, a purple bottle and a red bottle. So you need blue, green, purple and red dosing tubes, and the dosing tubes that you get from Red Sea currently come with all of those colours except the red one. Now, Red Sea do produce a second colour kit which does have the red one, but it doesn't have any of the other colours. So if you're OCD like me and you're using the new Reef Care system, you'll need to buy this kit for the 3 of the colours and then the other kit separately. Now, you don't have to buy the same kit twice, you can just buy the dosing tubes, but if you do that, it'll cost you 30 quid for the kit and 15 quid for all the dosing tubes, which starts to make it quite expensive. Now, the Red Sea Complete Reef Care Kit is a new product, so I'm hoping that shortly Red Sea will update the colours. So this one has all of the right colours, so it's completely colour coded. And to be fair, you might not be OCD, or perhaps more to the point, you might not be using the Red Sea Complete Reef Care Kit, so that might not matter to you. But it seems to make sense to me that they should match the Red Sea Complete Reef Care Kit colours with the colours that you get in the dosing tube kit. But that's about the only bad thing I have to say about it, and apart from that, it makes my cabinet look really neat and tidy, and it means that there aren't dosing lines all over the place getting in my way. Now, while I'm going to be covering most of the setup process on my main channel, I've got lots of little things like this that I think are really useful to know that I'll be sharing with quick vlog videos like this on Reef Talk Extra. So make sure you subscribe to Reef Talk Extra if you want more stuff like that. If I've missed anything or if you've got any questions, chuck them in the comment section below on your way to the like button. And until next time, happy reefing.